the evolution of podcasts, the evolution of blogs, the evolution of forums. We didn't have that 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But I always say, when I started the hobby, I didn't have an internet to go to.
There's nothing there.
Like, I had paper to look at my armies.
When I started
little fold-out booklets to try to pick who I wanted
Barely
to be.
internet.
When I started Fallout Gaming Club in the area, when I helped with the Fallout Gaming Club in the area, like in 05, and even in 04, we started a forum locally in the tri-state area, and no one knew what was going on other than the PIL, the Pittsburgh Iron Legion, where a lot of the GW celebrities were friends and actually grew up there, and was just a short jaunt away from Maryland. And then that grew out where I wanted to find out more. What can we do? Blah, blah, blah. Forums was still in its infancy stage with gaming.
Yeah.
And then you can say and agree with me or disagree with me. Within 5 years, blogs,
At this point,
so many names are out there.
I think that at this point there's so many blogs that everyone's blogging and maybe not paying attention fully to what other people are saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You do the Yahoo search. You do the Google search. You do all those type of searches out
Thanks,
there.
Phil.
I'm just saying. But,
A lot of money would be being second. I'm just saying.
I have my investments in there. So just type in and see what you get. How many hits. So, I mean, getting back to the notion of, GW doesn't promote. Why? It's a wildfire. It's a brush fire. It's a forest fire.
It's actually
It's apocalypse now.
You raised
Too fast.
You raised a good point.
Yeah.
It was like
legit
a lot of people. If GW would sponsor us, why should we buy? You keep talking about our product.
Yeah.
What are we doing right now?
Yeah, exactly. So,
I'm chilling with a couple of my brothers, drinking some beer, looking at a nice freebie that I got, and I'm going to play some 40K later on. They're winning.
The only kind of sponsorship we ever get from anything from GW is every now and then we get some novels for the Black Library.
I was just about to say that.
That is the only
Well, that's
thing.
Vince, though.
Yeah, that's Vince.
not
Vince.
Vince.
Vince is the guy who shall not be
I
named.
love that guy.
Honestly, my Black Library hookup was one of the guys from England because I emailed him and he's like, "Well, we don't actually put advertising out, but we do, send books out. So here's books." And for a while, he was sending one. I could pick one book, or my listeners could pick one book from their new release thing, and he'd mail it to them for me. So I didn't even have to get it and then mail it out. I just say, send this book to this person. So it's not just Vince. It's kind of a Black Library policy.
Actually, for us, Vince, I wish our schedules had synced up this year. I would have bought the guy dinner.
Oh, God.
I tried.
I love Vince.
Because literally
I
for the
love
last year and a half, I have read exclusively Black Library.
Yeah.
And however good or bad the grim darkness of the far future is, that's what I've read. And actually,
That sounds like a catchphrase.
and I don't mean to monopolize, but I on our forum or on our page, I posted an article about the state of my 40K, basically saying I have 3 armies, I have nothing left to collect, so now I've gone to an apocalypse model. I don't want to build. I don't want to collect or build anything else. I'd like to get what I got updated. Black Library has kept me interested through all of it.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
However much of a War Machine kick that we were in, or that we're still on, I still read Black Library books because that's what keeps 40K interesting and relevant.
They're damn good, too.
Go ahead.
Can I say something?
yeah.
I've been dealing with 40K for about 3 years. In 3 years, I have played all of really 2 games, and what's kept me in it.
And yet you're here.
And yet I'm here at Adepticon recording and taking pictures and all the other fun stuff. And what's been keeping me in it has been the books.
Yeah.
I mean, Black Library is showing what GW can do if they actually do what they're supposed to and get out there and talk to people. The Black Library guys understand marketing. They understand the product, and it seems like the core company doesn't want to get it.
Well, even if you follow the evolution of Black Library, when you go back and read some of those very early books, it's almost
Where everybody
painful and comical. Like, I tried to read the Blood Angels Omnibus, which was probably from their
I didn't think that.
early mid
I interviewed
career.
James Swallow.
And I just couldn't get into it. But I've gone back.
I knew somebody was going to do it.
I've gone back and read.
Anyone's falls can't be that bad.
I've gone back and I'm reading Rogue Star by Andy Ward. which makes the books that I'm reading now by Andy Hoare, the author, that much more interesting. Their stuff now is awesome. As you go back, it's more hit and miss. But
Right.
you can see the evolution of their fiction.
That's really any sci-fi, though.
But Rich, going back to Vince, what happened when you first bumped into Vince today, or at Adepticon?
He punched it.
What did he do?
Where? Here?
Yeah, here.
The other night?
Yeah, the other night.
With the books, you mean?
Yeah.
I
That's how fucking cool they are.
I
It's
went,
like, we show up and he's like, "Hey, here you go."
here's
Autograph
we'll be
Dude,
giving
I need to hurry up and go order.
we'll be giving stuff away, but he's like, here's 5 things. They're all unique. No 2 things are the same. They're all signed by Dan Abnett. They're for your show. Give them away. They're autographed.
Yeah, that's pretty
Which is awesome.
And get
Right
into
off
that.
the
If
bat,
it
that's
checks,
the first thing that Vince does. It's
And he
Fucking
checks
awesome.
in. He checks in with us regularly. He's
Yeah,
like, "Do
well-
you need anything? Do you need something? Do you need an interview with somebody?"
with the email.
Just chat with a guy.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I mean, he knew me from last year at Adepticon. We had talked a lot. And when he walked up and said, "What are you doing these days?" and I mentioned about, we're doing a little podcast. And I was like, "Oh, well, here." And he handed me books to give away.
You see more Black Library advertising on the Facebook and Twitter now than you would any other channel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even with the Godfather of Vince, he listens to all the podcasts.
Oh, he does.
Yes, he does.
I mean, it's not so much he's trying to push his Black Library stuff out. I'll get emails from him when I found out, like, Early War's coming out for Flames of War, so the Polish are finally going to be out there. He sends me an email, "Hey, have you checked out these sites? They sell Polish, like, World War II miniatures here, and here." And I'm like, dude, you're
That's
the
pretty
best.
cool.
Not
These
only
guys are
not
being
only does
impressed.
Vince
That's
listen to the shows, but he actually listens.
Yeah.
Because last show and the show before, I had mentioned a couple books that I had read, and I brought up some points, and he's like, "Yeah, but had you thought about this, or something you said wasn't quite completely accurate with the book? That he actually interacts with people, and he's willing to give
So
feedback."
that's awesome. I can't even get in touch with my guy in England now because he got promoted, and whoever took over, I don't have his email.
You want me to introduce you to
email
him?
me.
I love,
Dude,
I
we'll just-
want to
we'll
talk
just
to
After
him.
here, we're going.
Yeah.
He's got the best handle mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Epic. Epic.
It's just dawned on me when you guys were talking about Dan Abnett, and it was something we were kind of talking about last night. I have the Malice Darkblade trade paperbacks that I should have brought, and I didn't even think about it, but we were talking about the whole...
omnibuses, too.
Yeah, and we were talking about the graphic novel
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
Is Black Library going to go back to something like that ever? Because I would love it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. But
Yeah, I would love it. Actually, I'm trying to think of the name of the.
Okay.
There was a graphic novel about the Sisters of Battle. Gal. Does anybody know what the hell the name is?
No.
Now,
Yeah. What was the name of the series? Like it was. That came
I
out.
thought you had the
Mal at home.
It'll come to me 5 minutes later, and I'll jump in. But that was a fantastic series. I'd love to see them do more stuff like that. The one just real quick thing when you guys were talking about the grim darkness of the far future. So today when I was talking to Dan Abnett, actually the way he described the 40K universe was. Heaven's on fire and everybody has a headache. When he was talking about writing something else, he goes, "Yeah, I wanted to write something outside of that where heaven's on fire, everybody has a headache." It was the greatest description ever.
Which is probably rather apt for all of us this morning.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It's on fire.
yeah, Phil turned in early.
Yeah.
By the time you guys texted me, I was already in dreamland.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually kind of glad when Carl at 2:30 in the morning says,
Pushed out.
It's time for me to go to bed. It's 2:30. I gotta get up, record, do other things tomorrow. I got Dan Abnett and stuff. And we're like, all right. And Tor and I were drinking this morning. We're like, we're so glad. If we stayed, we would have been. We were hurting as it is, but oh man, we would have been just.
I took
more
the
than
hit from my
walking
brothers.
songs.
I'm like, okay, I'll be the party.
Yeah. I'll pay you later,
Curl up in
by
that
the way.
closet with 2 pillows. Oh man,
And a comforter.
I think I interviewed Dan 2 years ago.
Bill slept
3
in
years
between my bed and the wall, and he was like, "It's like I could only lay on my side because why didn't you sleep over here?" I didn't want Jeff to step on me when he got up for the team tournament. we got in the room. And we woke Jeff up, and because I had lost my key card, so I knocked on the door. We get in, we're like, "Sorry to wake you up," and he's like, "Mr. Grumpy Bear." He's like, He like kind of goes back to bed. And then like we started joking, and then I start giggling.
It was contagious. Tor's like, "Love you, Carl." From the closet.
It's pitch black. It's pitch black. Here's it, and I'm like, just getting so pissed off.
TMI boys, TMI.
It was awesome.
Well, if I could bring this to a close, I think we're going to close out this segment.
Sounds like it's
Cute
All right,
bullshit.
Dan.
It's been a pleasure meeting
There's
everybody.
some event going on out there.
We could go for like 5 more hours. Honestly.
We could.
Just 5?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a union thing, just 5.
I gotta start
You need
interviewing.
a lunch break if you go.
I want time and a half, though.
to the out-of-towners, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
What's that do, Bill? Like I said.
And in all seriousness, to close with what we started with, I would not be here as much of a war gaming fanatic as I am if it wasn't for you group of guys. You know?
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
I thought it was our man crush.
Yeah, I mean, it's you group of guys. And we all promised ourselves Sunday night after all the doors are closed and everybody's out of the house, you know, mice are away, these cats are going to play.
That's when you cue the Scrubs Guy Love song.
Charlie Sheen winning.
Or Man Love, I guess it is.
Well, on that note, we will be right back.
Awesome.